All right, guys, off to another race week. That's my trailer. My father's driving it right there, and it's very fun to go through the tunnel and to be doing it, not doing car shows. I've been doing car shows for years here, going through that tunnel. So let's go ahead and get into it.
All right, guys, Chad here. Today's Monday. This is round one for this week. We have a double header, one today for July 1st and one tomorrow for the 2nd. So first thing I did is hustle down and got down to INEX and had Chad help me do it. And him and his partner, they took my own throttle body and ECU and put it on their test engine and tuned it. And I'll tell you right now, the car cranks so much better. It stays idling. Last week, or past 2 weeks, I've been having problems with the clutch. And I thought the car was just stalling because of the clutch hanging up. And it turns out what it was I had a clutch issue. And then also, my throttle position sensor is right. So we had it tuned the other one because they didn't have time to get the whole car in and tune up the car. I'm going to give this one to them tonight so they can have it tuned. So I have two ready to go. But we slapped the other one in. I mean, it took me like 15 minutes to get that thing in. It was amazing how quick that job was. But got that one in. The car's already running better. So another thing I did today, it's simple, but it's creature comfort. It's just trying to make my life easier on me setting up. And part of it is being a big guy. Like, I take up most of the room inside the car. Some of these smaller guys I see, they're inside the car. They have almost half a foot gap between them and the firewall or the side of the car. It's just saying, look, they talk. And I don't have that luxury. I'm a big dude, so when the belts fall down through my way, what I'll show you is I Velcro these in now, so this stays here. So when I'm getting in the car, I can just pull this back off the Velcro, and then I Velcro this here so I can access this strap easier and pull these out. I did it on both sides here. This one's coming off, but this is just like a creature comfort. I think I might get some better Velcro, but for this week, this will work. Yeah, this is just so these will hang up so I can get in the car. I can grab the straps by myself and get myself strapped in it. Part of the reason I want to do this is because last week I got to the grid too early, and I was sweltering sitting in there, and I don't like getting in and out of the car without someone helping me because of these. Usually what happens when I sit in, these things slide down, and they're just hard for me to lift my butt up, get both straps, get myself reset in the car. And this way, if I pull it there, I can just lock these to the side and get in the car a lot faster and drop myself in without having my father, who's behind the camera, help me today. It makes that. So he can go shoot video, he can go stand up on the pit and watch and everything. So we're going to get racing here. We have qualifying, then race, get ready to go to the driver's meet in just a second here, and we'll see you on the track.
So this is the driver meeting. Being in here makes me feel like a real race car driver. And a lot of times there are real race car drivers in here, so that's always fun.
So we didn't have any practice today, and I just got off from my qualifying session. They gave us 6 laps instead of 4. And I worked on my arch from iRacing. This week I worked on the arch, but it just wasn't working for me. The car actually felt pretty loose. The power was back there. Like, it's the most power I've ever felt in the car, and I feel like I could get on it, the car would go. But just coming in and out of the turns, I just felt crazy loose. I'm not sure why. I'm gonna maybe check and change the air pressure. But yeah, and the car wasn't. I got killed by the trailer door. Just blew shut with the wind. I might. I just got to figure something out because it's just now it's loose. Like, now I feel like I have 4 horsepower and not those loose color. So I'm starting in the back again. I'm over a second off the pace. But like I said, it's just going to take time and me working at it, trying to get better, more time in the sim rig. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm going to start in the back and just try to get up in there today. Today's my goal is, even though I'm starting in the back, just try to get up in there with everyone in race. All right, we'll see how it goes.
So this is race 1. My goal was just to get around the track this week, or this race. You can see I'm just not doing good. I let some cars by. I think this is after a caution. I think I'm really struggling with the GoPro issue and trying to get it to work right. So I lost a lot of footage that was on the front of the car. But you can see me finally getting around the track, trying to get used to going around people. It's definitely hectic, but I'm enjoying it. I'm definitely having a blast doing this. It doesn't look it, but I'm finally getting faster. I'm getting down into the 19s finally, And actually on this day, I don't know which lap it is, but I actually get down into the 18s for the first time. One thing I realized is I was just not coming out of the turns as fast as other people, and that was a thing for me to work on this week. And I gave it too many beans this time and clearly spun the car out. Luckily this time I got my foot on the clutch and saved the starter. That was the first thing I did this time, and luckily the guys from INEX helped me out with that, telling me clutch in first thing. This is day 2 qualifying. I did pretty good. I got down into the 18s again, but I was just getting a little bit bogged down, and it just wasn't my best times. And also I was trying to figure the car out. We made some adjustments to the car, and I just wasn't braking how I wanted to, but I was finally getting out of the turns a little bit better. Finally got the GoPro footage working for this qualifying. And you can see this is a guy I met this week. This is his first ever race. So just like me, like on my first race, he's a bit slower. He's just trying to figure it out, which I totally understand. My issue I did have with him is I come up on him, and I think here's the green flag. I just had to get around him. And when I finally do get around him, we only had, I think, 4 laps to qualify. I just couldn't get a rhythm going. And so I just didn't get a good qualify. I wasn't getting my times down where I wanted to be. The top guys are running 17s. That was kind of my goal, was to get down there. But once I got by him here, you just see like I started overdriving the car, because mentally I'm like, oh, I got to make up for that lost time, which caused me to overdrive, which is just not a smart thing to do. And you see I had too much brakes there, got it too loose, and just had a horrible exit. And yeah, just got to do better next time. Okay, here's race 2, but I think the race had already started and we had a caution. Once again, I'm having GoPro issues. But what I'm happy about this is I'm starting, this is not a good example, honestly. They pull away from me, but I actually missed a shift also. Again, I'm still struggling with the shift, but we figured I might have an issue with my linkage, which you're going to see me talk about later. But if you can see, the cars aren't walking me as bad as they were. I'm getting on it a lot more coming out of the turns. And I had one guy tell me, I'm used to motorcycle racing, which is everything is fluid. And they were explaining to me, legend cars are not fluid. When the car feels like it's squirrely and on the edge, that's when it's the fastest. And that was like the biggest thing I was trying to get over this week, was driving with the car, working the wheel and feeling a little loose coming out of the turn, which you can tell I do better. But then also the tires started heating up, the car just felt different. So, I had to change it up lap after lap. You see now they're starting to walk me a little bit here. But yeah, definitely getting better. I'm going to keep trying to push it. Definitely next week is all going to be about getting out of the turns faster again. So just more practice, more seat time. That's what it's going to take, is just a lot more seat time. And here's a guy, I actually talked to him before the race, and I was, gave him some advice about staying high and everything, letting the people by and stuff. And I should have stayed right behind him and come out underneath him, but clearly I overshot the turn there. And then I just trying to get around him, I kind of get back from everyone else. But I'm not racing for the lead. I'm learning just like him. I'm no way upset with him. I was happy to see another beginner out there like myself. And once I get around them, then it's, once again, just like qualifying, start overdriving the car a little bit, trying to catch up. So we had multiple cautions. And I love that I shot something at the end. You're going to see in a minute here where I'm talking about what's about to happen and the perspective of when I was in the car, what happened, what actually happened are different. And you can see here, I'm just, it's a caution. We're going around. I'm following this car in front of me here. And at first I thought, you're going to see me say, I felt like I missed him. I would have missed him if the guy behind me didn't hit me. But that's clearly not the case. You can see them, we're about to go green. Everyone's speeding up. And, we're going fine. I'm consistent speed. I'm always leave somebody a car and a half length in front of me, and then he just locks it up. I slam him, and the guy behind me just runs right into me, which I can't blame him because I did the same thing. Unfortunately, this guy really destroyed his car. My back of my car went up on his. In this video here, you're just seeing like the crews get out to me really quick. They check on me. I'm okay. They have to lift my car up off his car, and so I can get loose. So they finally get me loose. Have to go a couple laps down, letting cars by. He's letting me know my bumper's bent. So now I know Josh Williams' team's out there, and they told me to pull in, and they can make adjustments and try to fix the car. And these guys are awesome, just trying to get the car fixed and get me back on the track. Really appreciate these guys.
Put your back into it. You probably got it over. You can pry it now. This ain't one of those Chinese ones. There you go.
Well, guys, round 2 didn't go as good as good. Can't toss ram exhausted. Again, it did not go as good as round 1. First off, like after a caution, so the race started good. I actually hung with cars this time. I'm back with the slower cars. I've gotten down. I've shaved about a whole second between last week and this week. So I need to shave about another, but I'm getting up there, and I'm getting faster every week, and I'm getting faster. The race was going good. I was staying with everybody, and then we had a caution, and there was a ton of cars. Like, we're about to go green, and then everybody just checked up, and the car in front of me slid into the car in front of him and wrecked him, and then I couldn't get stopped in time. Oh, I did get stopped. Now I wouldn't have hit him if someone else didn't come from behind and cream me. And I'm saying this now, but I've watched enough F1, like how I feel what happened might be different than what actually happened. So hopefully I have it on my GoPro footage, and I'll put it up, because it could be like I screwed up, rammed the guy, then the next guy rammed me. But I have a feeling I stopped in time, but the next guy behind me hit me and slammed me. And so I'll show you in just a second the damage on the car. One of the other series is getting racing now. But yeah, I was doing good up into that. Luckily, when I came in, my bumper was bent too far in. I pulled into Josh Williams' pit. They pulled my bumper back straight, and I got back out there. And I was running, and then it got down to the last lap, and I'm getting down the straightaway, and I just lose drive again. And I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure if it was like the shifter. I'll show you in a minute. Somebody pointed out that maybe my shifter is a little rocky, but I lost completely all drive, and the car would not go forward. So we're definitely going to have to put it on stands and double check that. I have to double check the shifter and see if I can fix that. But here, at least I finished the race. I think I beat 2 people. I'm questioning the timing, because there were several people I lapped, and then they wouldn't let me back around them. They just let them in front of me. So I don't know if it's just because I was one of the slower guys, they kept me in the back, but like, I'm questioning how the timing works, and I need to go up to the INEX and just ask, and you know, just see what the deal is. I might just not know what I'm doing, and I might have been laps down, but we'll, on the scorecard where I'll post in a minute how what. But here, let me get showing you what's wrong with the car. So first off, if you can see, front bumper smashed in, fender's cracked. I'm just gonna zip tie stitch that and fix this here. It's not too bad. They say I can still run. I'm probably gonna shave it down so there's no sharp edges, and then when I have more time, I might just fiberglass it myself and try to repair it. So then we go back here. You can see this bar is also smashed. I don't think he bent my frame at all, but I'm gonna have to do some measurements. But you can see how, like, I mean, that's completely bent in there and here. And you see I've got the yellow, like, I mean, his car was literally up on my car. I'm surprised the back of my car is not damaged more. And then over here is where someone was pointing out my linkage. So basically here, what they were saying is, I think you can see it around my arm here, this needs to be spaced out this way, and then this put onto this side, and then you know, get this bar here a little bit straighter and stuff. So that's definitely a project this week. And I already am taking the front fender off and everything. I'm doing a fluid change on the car this week, so give it all new fresh fluids and re-grease the bearings. I might have to hire Josh again this week, next week, to set up the car, because I don't know, you know, what got out of line on the car for the wreck. But I don't know. I guess this is racing. You know, you're going to get hit. You'll be getting wrecks. You know, I felt like I was doing really stupid. It was on a caution lap. You know, we're just pacing up to the start finish line. I have no idea like what happens, because usually a lot of guys start going fast at the start. Going up into turn 3, and they're already racing almost by turn 4, and everybody just stopped in front of me. But like I said, this could be like F1. Like, I feel one way about it now, but when I go back and watch the footage, I'll feel another way. They're having fireworks tonight, but I'm exhausted. I got to drive back to Greensboro, so I'm probably going to head back in a minute here and everything. I love, like, that's the best part, is sitting here watching the race afterwards or before your race. You get to watch the big TV and see how everyone else is doing, how the other people you're rooting for are doing. But all right, I'll get back to it, and maybe I'll shoot a little bit more and do an outro for you guys when I get back to the building.
Well, that's another race week down. Not how I wanted it to turn out. I didn't want to wreck. Luckily, I think it's just going to be some bumpers that I have to replace, and see if I can get Josh's guy to redo my setup. You know, like everyone says, you're going to wreck, and everyone says this is the track that costs everybody money with wrecks. But I think I'm very fortunate to make it this far, and this is the most damage I've had to happen. Luckily, I've got extra bumpers to slap on the car, and I have some tabs to fix those bumpers that I have, because I think they can be bit and new tabs welded on. I'm just going to have to stitch fit that the fender. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm not really upset, you know, like, it's interesting to watch so much racing your whole life and see racers get out of the car and be upset afterwards, and then have to calm down and, you know, watch video and see what happens. Especially this is the 4th of July week. Today is actually 4th of July, and watching last week's F1 race where Lando and Verstappen hit each other. And, you know, there's a big debate of whose fault it was. As a Verstappen fan, I do think it was his fault. But let me know what you think. Let me know. You can leave a comment who you think that fault was if you watched the race. But yeah, afterwards I realized, like, maybe I could have held back and stopped him. I'm not sure. I think that one guy in front of me just had his front brakes too tight, and he just kind of overreacted. But it is what it is. And, you know, it sucks that all of us, you know, got hit, but is what it is. You know, that, like they say, that's racing. So my family's here. They're bringing dinner to grill out for 4th of July. So I can hear them walking in the house. So I'm going to get going. Remember, Midlife Classic Cars, your #1 source for automotive books and shop manuals, restoration guides, and history books. Let us know if there's anything you're looking for, and shoot us a line. Remember, all of our books are shipped in boxes to keep them protected. And if you have any idea of how I can get better, leave a comment. Let me know what you think I'm doing right. Let me know what you think I'm doing wrong. I'm trying to learn. And, you know, everybody have a great 4th of July. Take care.